What's going on, guys? So today we're going to attempt to drive the EG, but before we could do that, we're going to have to lock the timing with Honda and check the timing with the timing light, and then just make sure that all the brakes are working, all the suspension wise is tight, and then I just want to give a shout out to my buddy John for coming through last night and helped me figure out the situation with the fuel pump. But the car is running perfectly fine. We're going to have to just kind of street tune it. Probably not going to boost that much since it's still on the break-in oil. So we're going to go ahead and just see how she feels. I'll just point out a few things. If you guys have a twin disc, it's very important to put a clutch top on there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. A lot of times, like last time, I had to weld a clutch top into the clutch pedal. But this time I think I might be able to just kind of put a bolt on top, 17mm bolt on top, and lock it with a nut on the other side. And as soon as the discs start rattling, then you could go ahead and put the stop there. So for the clutch stop, what I usually do is weld a nut and bolt on this side here. So when you're stepping on the pedal, the bolt will start touching the firewall here. You could adjust that one depending on how much throw or the engagement of the clutch. But since I didn't feel like taking the pedal out to get it welded, I'm gonna go ahead and use the clutch switch for a clutch stop. So if you guys are not familiar with a clutch switch, if you go on top here, let's see here, that right there is your clutch switch. So you could take that off, put a bolt in there, an adjustable bolt with a nut and bolt. So you could, I think it's 17mm, I believe. A regular 17mm bolt will work there, will fit there. And as you notice, there's nothing connected to the clutch switch anymore. The reason for that is I bypassed it and I jumped the connector. So the connector is these two right here, the black and blue. So when you jump this connector, you splice them together. What that does is when you're starting the car, you don't have to press the clutch anymore. But that's the way to bypass the clutch pedal when you're starting the car. If you guys have any question regarding the clutch top or how to jump the clutch switch, just comment or just message me, and I'll go ahead and help you guys that way. Well, let's go ahead and start the car and let's get her on the road.
Yeah.
I know you guys are probably waiting for a verdict of how the car was, but the clutch is definitely not, you know, it's not street friendly with a twin disc. It's very difficult to drive. I still had to get used to it. The master cylinder needs to be changed. The what else? It needs an alignment for sure. Adjust the toe, the alignment, and the camber in the front, and then trying to think what else. The fuel pump is kind of acting up a little bit, so I may have to put a new A1000 or 750 fuel pump or something. We'll see what happens. But for now, I made it back to the garage. Like I said, the car runs good. The motor feels powerful. Just without boost, the motor is so responsive. And it's not gonna be ready for dyno pretty soon. I don't think it's gonna be a week or two until I get everything sorted out. So the twin disc needs to be adjusted a little bit more because the clutch is kind of grabs right away, so he needs to the engagement a little bit farther out, so that it's not like putting a lot of pressure on the crankshaft. Because as some of you know, the pressure plate on the twin disc is pretty strong, and if you guys don't have the clutch stop set up correctly, you could end up damaging the thrust washers, and you guys don't want to do that. But what else? The oil pressure is good. At cruising, it was like a 60, 70, 65, something like that. Depends on RPM. Just like a warm idle or hot idle, it was like a 30 or like 25 or 30 or something like that. So that gives me, you know, a good feeling that the motor is in good condition, and it's running good. I think the axle seal is leaking, so that kind of sucks that I have to take that out again. But it's not a big deal. For now, I think I'm just gonna call it a day, and actually let's test the two steps. See, I'm now recording the camera sideways, which is what you guys want. I went to the parents' house here, just gonna chill with Pops. Cook some barbecue. We're gonna go ahead and change the oil. This will be the first oil change. Change the oil filter, and then get it ready for dyno. So let's see what's going on down here. It's not from the oil pan gasket. Yeah, it's definitely the axle seal right here. So that was my bad. I didn't change that one. It didn't look bad, but that was on me. Now I had to pull this one out again, but it's no big deal. So it's not as bad as I thought. I fixed the little plug right there, tightened it up, no more leaks. Now we just had to take the axle out and half shaft out, change the axle seal, and that should be it. And then also this is a magnetic drain plug. You can see here. There's no shavings or anything like that in the drain plug, so that's a really good news. So we're gonna change the we put a Prem oil filter in there just for the heat cycle. So now that we changed the oil, we're gonna go ahead and change the oil filter with the OEM Honda one, and then put the good oil and add like a high press oil addition. So like it's like a CCDP, whatever it's called, so that it helps set the bearing and the camshafts and all that. So let's go ahead and do that. And this oil filter is in there pretty good. I don't remember putting it that tight, but I'm gonna show it what's up. Get this little tool right here. I'll see if I could do this while recording a video here. Come on. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. I ain't playing today. Come on. I think we got it. So when oil pours out of there like crazy like that, that's a good thing, guys. That means that we have oil pressure and we have good oil pressure in the head, so that's good for the cams. In the VTEC, because you gotta have the VTEC, a lot of VTEC. There we go. Alright. Snug it. It's not too tight. There we go. Should be good to go. So we just finished doing the oil change, and I'm probably just gonna end the video here saying there's not much to do anymore right now. I'm just cleaning up the engine bay. I'm gonna go ahead and change the axle probably sometime in the future as well, but we definitely need more work in the front end as far as like I don't know, just like fix all the suspension or whatever. But we're gonna have to do the alignment and all that probably by next week over the weekend. So I mean, I'll update you guys with that as well. So overall, I mean, the car ran fine, the motor's great. There's no shavings in oil. Just want to add that if you guys want to go turbo, something like simple or 700, 800 horsepower, whatever, 500 horsepower, there is no need to go for like big cams or whatever, or like whatever cams you guys are planning to get. The Type R cams, I'm telling you, they're great. They're so responsive on low RPM. Mid-range is great. It feels like an all-motor car, and it spools the turbo a lot quicker than all those other aftermarket cams out there. So highly suggested, get a Type R cam. ITR cams or even a GSR cam will be great for a turbo car. I mean, I'll be pushing a lot of boost on the Type R cam, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to do just as good as whatever aftermarket cam with just a few more PSI. So just thought I'd add that in there. Now the car was going to sit in the garage for at least another week until more funds comes in, so we could put a camber kit in the back and finish the alignment and put it back in the dyno. So if I don't update you guys within the next week or so, you know, just be patient. I'll be back, I don't know, next week or so. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll update you guys in the future. Peace.